Hello, welcome everyone. Today is April 20th, 2023, and you are tuned into another episode of Rav'n Moon's Astro Forecast. I just want to reiterate that the purpose of this show is to give you the daily astrological weather as well as inform you of different astrological attributes so that we're all learning and growing together. I find that there's so much that you can learn from astrology, and it is a practice that really informs my life and brings me a lot of joy. So happy birthday, Taurus. Today's big astrological event is the sun has moved into Taurus. If you recall, the key phrase for Aries was I am. Now we move into Taurus, where the key phrase is I have. I know I've mentioned it before because we've talked about Taurus in some previous episodes, talking about Venus in Taurus. Now we're going to just broaden the scope a little bit. So, Tauruses are ruled by Venus, as stated before, and there is a lot of duality in astrology. So the duality of Venus is A, love, romance, relationships, beauty, and B, finances, possessions, values. Again, beauty, but more aesthetic beauty. So Taurus takes on the latter role, where it's more about finances, possessions, money, values, beautiful objects, things that bring comfort, things that bring joy, things that bring that are aesthetically pleasing. Not to say that Tauruses aren't a love planet. I find that Tauruses have a stability and a security that can be comforting to other people. They also seek that within themselves. Where I find Libras, so much of the task in the native's life is to learn from relationships. You'll find that Tauruses don't move around as much, right? Libras tend to have a lot of lovers, whereas, and maybe not a lot, but they do learn from their lovers, so they tend to, at least have a few before finding the one. I'm stuttering because I know that there are some Libras out there that are so honed in that they do find the love of their life right away. So it's not always, none of these are absolutes. Anything I'm saying is not an absolute. That's just not how the universe works. There's nothing that's black and white. Before I get off on a tangent, with Taurans, I find that they once they're committed, they find somebody that is going to be very committed to them, and they tend to stay in relationships for a very long time. Tauruses get the bad rap along with Scorpios of being possessive. Again, that jealousy, that possessiveness, it comes from a deep inner need for security, and that is what Tauruses are all about, right? Like the big bull, they need to feel stable, they need to feel secure, and they're in an earth sign, and it's fixed earth. So again, that stability, that comfort, that's mandatory for a Taurus. With Taurus children, sometimes they get the bad rap of being hard to take care of because, again, they have to be comfortable. And if you can figure out what brings them comfort, then they can be just perfect. And maybe that comfort might come from a little blanket or something like that. You don't know. And that's the other coin too that I wanna flip. We're talking about possessions and money and things like that. I find that Taurans aren't so much. They don't love money for money. That'll be the next sign over, Gemini, right? Tauruses love money because of what it can afford them, right? I had a good friend who was a burlesque dancer and worked as a secretary. She didn't love being a secretary. She loved dancing. But being a secretary was what made her able to pursue her dreams and her life goals. When I was writing today, I realized I could keep talking about Taurus for a very long time, but my 5 minutes is up. So that's about it for me today. Tune in tomorrow when we talk about Mercury going retrograde. Blah. So redundant. Anyways, have a great day. Enjoy the energy.